Got a Yamaha yz250f. Been sitting for like a year. It'll start but won't idle. So we're gonna pull the carburetor out, clean it, see what's in there. Alright, carburetor's out. All it took was like a 14 and a couple Allens, a screwdriver maybe if you need to pry stuff out. And all it was this hot start with a choke or whatever. I think it's this lever. This thing. Yeah. A couple Allens on this boot. Unscrewed this. And throttle cables. I'll show you that in a minute, but I think the hardest part was just getting it out in between these boots. And I think the trick was just grabbing it right here and just freaking pulling that thing. Like, you gotta pull it. I'm gonna manhandle this thing and it'll come out. Alright, carburetor's all apart, not fully apart, but I didn't see why I had to take it fully apart because it was pretty clean already, so just being lazy. But I did take off the float. I put it back on because I was checking the height on it, because when it was on the bike it was flooding. I pushed in this little tab in a little more, so it stopped the gas from, it shut off the gas a little earlier. Just a little earlier, see what happens, I guess. And you want to check that, you know, just blow in with your mouth here and push this in and it should stop. And that means it should work. There was 5 jets in total in this thing. This little one right here goes in the bowl, right there. This one goes right in here. So you want to take all these out, blow through all the holes, every single hole, all of these, compressed air, carburetor cleaner. It's got to be pressurized. It's got a decent amount of psi, so you know, you make sure you get it good. And I did take the what is this, the accelerator pump, just in case there was any dirt in there. That was right there. Oh yeah, and this is the air fuel mixture screw. You do want to, I mean, I recommend getting those like long ones, real long ones, so you could mess with it while it's on the bike real easy. This thing, you gotta make like a little screwdriver, you know. You'd have to get like an Allen wrench and then grind it down to make it look like a flat, and then try to adjust it because it's a pain to get in there. And they sell longer ones that are like an inch longer, so you could get in there with your hand and adjust it. That'd be cool. I'd probably put a link in the description for one of those. Alright, one thing I want to point out about the air fuel mixture screws, when you're screwing these in, you want to go really, really slow because you don't want to damage the end of that little pointy thing that's on there. And then you're going to get a bad reading off that, so I'll show you right now. Put this in here. And you always want to screw it in slow until you feel it stop or get hard, you know. Let's see how many turns it takes. Right around 3. It's getting hard. Let's see. And then there it is. It stopped right there. You don't want to force it because you'll damage the end of that. And what I do is I back it off 2.5, 3 turns. So you go 1, 2.5. Right there. That should be good for now until we get it started and then readjust it. And also for the accelerator pump, little rubber piece here. I'm just doing a simple clean. I'm not going to be replacing any seals or anything, but if you feel your O-rings or whatever, and if they feel hard or cracked, you definitely want to replace them, especially this one. If it's hard and you can't move it around like this, replace it. It's just not going to work. Alright, carburetor is put together, jets are in, all blown out, throttle is crispy. Oh yeah. Hey! She gonna bark? Did you look at it? Is it clean? Look at it. I think we're good. Alright, let's see how we're gonna get this in here. Goes this way. I'm gonna do that same trick. I'm gonna pull this boot, see what happens. Goes like that. See what happens when I grab it right here. Man, see that? That was the trick. All right. Easy was that. All it took was this boot right here. Manhandle that thing. Man, I'm pretty much done. Ready to start it up. Connect the choke, fuel line, like that, there. All these hoses go down there, and ready to fire it up. All right, so I turn the fuel on to see if it was overflowing again, and it was. It was coming right out of this tube, just flooding. Now I'm about to take it off, to take it apart again and see what was going on, until I tap it with the end of my screwdriver like this, to see if it got stuck, and sure enough, it stops overflowing. So I guess the float just got caught up on something. So always do this when your float gets stuck before you go and take apart your carburetor. You would want to put this one on first because it's got to go through this tube. Notch it's got. I think you could twist the throttle. Oh, no. We could pull on this one. I think that pulls the other side. Yeah. And this one, since it's cut out, we don't have to put it in there, so we could move it around like that. Pull it on. Bam. I'm gonna have to adjust that. So, all right, it's just binding up. What's going on? So we gotta tighten this. Try it now. No, it's still a little sticky. I think this is too tight. All right, a little better. Looks like full throttle right there. Pretty crispy to me. I'm just gonna make sure this nut is all the way flush on that face right there. So we screw it in. There she is. Just like that. Put the boots on. Tighten this nut up a little. Put the cover on, and that'll be it. Well, all right. I think she's ready. Fuel lines is connected. Turn the fuel on. I think she's good. Let's see what happens. Alright, so if you see what I did there, the idle adjustment screw was way off. I mean, I think it was running way too lean, because when I pull this is the hot start, which gives it more air. When I pull that, it bogged down. So it didn't like more air, it needed more fuel. So I made got my Allen wrench, grinded it down to a flat, to make it look like a flat screwdriver. Got in there to where the mixture screws, and this is what I was saying, when you could buy those longer air mixture screws, so you could adjust it with your hand, but with this thing I had to make this little tool. So I'd adjust it, and I turned it about 2 or 3 turns out. Or you could just listen to it, you know, back it off until it sounds better, starts idling higher, and then it starts bogging down, and then turn it back to where it was. Nice. Now it's running pretty good.